Good morning. I hereby call to order this 24th and final meeting of the Pennsylvania Public Utility Commission for the year 2025. Welcome everyone joining us here in the room today, as well as those joining us on a live stream. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. At today's meeting, which is open to the public, the Commission will act on various matters. Since adequate forms have been made available for public participation in cases before the Commission, there is no opportunity for the public to address the Commission at this public meeting. The public meeting motions, statements, and video will be available on the Commission's website later today. We do have a quorum of commissioners present today, as Commissioner Coleman is joining us remotely. Good morning, Commissioner Coleman. Are you with us?
Good morning, Chairman. Yes, I'm with you. Thank you.
The first matter on this morning's agenda is approval of the minutes of the meeting of November 20th, 2025. I would like to recognize Commissioner Yanora as editor of the minutes. Commissioner Yanora.
Chairman, I've reviewed the minutes of the November 20, 2025 public meeting and move that to be approved as submitted. Thank you.
Heard the motion by Commissioner Yanora. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Vice Chair Barrow. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The minutes are approved by a vote of 5-0. Let us begin on page 1 of today's agenda and matters presented by Director Hafner in the Office of Special Assistance. I move that the Commission adopt the proposed opinion and order in a formal investigation involving Cabe & Cabe LLC. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Zerfas. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Matters approved by a vote of 5-0. Turning to page 2 of today's agenda, I move that the Commission adopt a proposed opinion and order in the informal investigation involving Peoples Natural Gas Company, LLC. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Vice Chair Barrow. Any discussion?
Chairman, I have a very short statement.
Commissioner Yanora.
I would approve the settlement as without modification and will be voting no on the item.
Thank you, Commissioner Yanora. Any further comments? I do have a statement in this matter. I will submit my statement for the record. This was a tough case for me. This was a case that was really a jump ball, could go back and forth. I appreciate staff's aggressive approach here, and that was a question. Was it a little too aggressive or not? At the end of the day, for me, as I was deciding this case, if it's a question, we have to fall on the side of safety. We're talking about natural gas distribution systems here. You're transporting a very dangerous product, potentially dangerous, and we have to be mindful of safety when we are doing this. So, again, I appreciate the staff's work on this. Any further comments? Hearing none, all those in favor? Commissioner Coleman.
Yeah, I'm going to be associating myself with Commissioner Nora's statements and would have preferred that the staff had not modified the recommendation.
Thank you, Commissioner Coleman. Any further comments? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, no.
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 The ayes have it. The matter is approved by a vote of 3-2, noting the dissents of Commissioners Coleman and Yanora. Continuing on page 2 of today's agenda, I move the Commission adopt a proposed opinion and order in the formal complaint of DeJuan Ruff Kelly versus Philadelphia Gas Works. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Zerfas. Any discussion?
Chairman, I have a motion.
Vice Chair Barrow.
Thank you. On May 5th, 2025, Mr. Ruff Kelly filed a formal complaint against PGW alleging that he was overcharged and that there was a problem processing a payment from his account. The formal complaint indicated that the service was provided to a company called No Finish LLC. So on October 16, 2025, well, let me back up a little. There's a lot of process on this, and this is mainly about how we how we handle a company that is proceeding without attorney representation. So during the course of the proceeding, a pre-hearing order was issued directing Mr. Ruff Kelly to have an attorney enter their appearance on behalf of No Finish LLC, and no appearance was filed. The initial decision dismissed the formal complaint for failure to comply with the directive to have an attorney enter an appearance. On October 16, 2025, Mr. Ruff Kelly filed a petition to withdraw the formal complaint and a request to treat his personal information as confidential and removed from public access. As the initial decision denied the formal complaint without prejudice, and the Commission's procedures protect a complainant's personally identifiable information from public access, I believe the petition to withdraw should be denied as moot. And therefore I move that the letter filed by DeJuan Ruff Kelly on October 16, 2025, deemed to be a petition to withdraw, is denied as moot, consistent with this motion. And two, that the Office of Special Assistants draft an opinion and order consistent with this motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair Barrow. We've heard the motion by Vice Chair Barrow. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Zerfas. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and motion is approved by a vote of 5-0. On the matter as amended by the motion, is there any objection to taking previous roll call? Hearing none, matter passes as amended by the motion by a vote of 5-0. Turning to page 3 of today's agenda, I move that the Commission adopt a proposed opinion and order in the application of Mira Car Service LLC. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Vice Chair Barrow. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and matters approved by a vote of 5-0. Turning to page 4 of today's agenda, matters presented by Director Diskin and the Bureau of Technical Utility Services. I move that the Commission adopt in an omnibus motion both items on page 4, beginning with the proposed opinion and order in the petition for approval of amendments to the Sustainable Energy Fund bylaws, and continuing and ending the omnibus with the first item on page 5, the proposed order in the letter of notification filed by PECO Energy Company Electric. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Vice Chair Barrow. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and matters approved by a vote of 5-0. Continuing on page 5, I move that the Commission adopt a proposed opinion and order regarding the long-term infrastructure improvement plan filed by PECO Energy Company Electric. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Zerfas. Any discussion? I do have a statement in this matter. I ask my statement be entered into the record as though I read it in its entirety. Before the Commission is a petition of PECO Electric Company for approval of its third long-term infrastructure improvement plan, or LTIP, for its electric operations. The proposal is a 5-year plan from 2026 through 2030, projected to invest approximately $2 billion to replace and upgrade the utilities infrastructure. PECO's LTIP would invest in 5 main areas: storm hardening and resiliency, replacing underground cable and equipment, replacing older and degraded substation equipment, replacing smart meters approaching obsolescence, and facility relocation. PECO's filing shows a history of significant major storms the company has experienced since 2015. This includes 8 major storm events over that time, with each averaging roughly 350,000 customer interruptions, adding up to a total of roughly 2.7 million customer interruptions. These details exhibit the necessity for electric utilities like PECO to continue investing in storm hardening and resiliency. In comparison, PECO's current LTIP is on track to expend approximately $1.2 billion. As such, this instant proposal represents a marked increase in capital investment, with all-in projections exceeding $2 billion, resulting in a 2/3 increase over their current LTIP. I acknowledge that LTIPs are not an endorsement for cost recovery, as increased capital costs can be financed through a number of means that need not necessarily require a dollar-for-dollar rate increase, including retained earnings, new debt, and shareholder equity. Nonetheless, LTIPs are a reasonable barometer for the future rate outlook for our utilities. Noting all of this, I implore PECO, along with other utilities seeing large capital outlay increases, to consider options that can mitigate rate appreciation. The Commission has broad authority to establish new and novel rate designs. As an example, I believe multi-year rate plans may be a tool that the Commission can use to help instill more measured affordability. Further, utilities should consider more targeted investments in areas that manifest significant increases in reliability and resiliency. Finally, utilities should consider piloting alternatives that have the potential to realize savings when compared to typical distribution infrastructure. In closing, I encourage our fixed utilities to think outside the box for ways to help balance the regulatory compact between consumer affordability and utility investment. Any further comments?
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Zerfus.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to associate myself with your comments.
Thank you. Any further comments? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and matters approved by a vote of 5-0. Turning to page 6 of today's agenda, I move that the Commission adopt the proposed order regarding the long-term infrastructure improvement plan filed by Peoples Natural Gas Company, LLC. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Vice Chair Barrow. Any discussion? I also have a statement in this matter. I will submit my statement for the record. It's a very similar statement, so I'm not going to read it again. This LTIP is about a 68% increase over the current LTIP, and so I ask our utilities to be mindful of the comments I made pertaining to PECO's LTIP. Any further comments?
Well, Mr. Chairman, I would again associate myself with those comments.
Thank you, Commissioner Zerfus. Any further comments? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and matters approved by a vote of 5-0. Continuing on page 6 of today's agenda, I move that the Commission adopt an omnibus motion, beginning with the item at the bottom of page 6, the proposed order in the application of Rise Energy Services, LLC, and continuing the omnibus to include both items on page 7, and the single item on page 8, ending the omnibus with a proposed order regarding the annual price change opportunity report filed by Verizon Pennsylvania, LLC. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Vice Chair Barrow. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Matters are approved by a vote of 5-0. Turning to page 9 of today's agenda and matters presented by Chief Counsel Scrubbin and the Law Bureau. I move that the Commission adopt an omnibus motion, both items on page 9, beginning with a proposed notice of proposed rulemaking order regarding distributed energy resources participation in wholesale markets, and ending the omnibus with the item at the bottom of page 9, the proposed order in the petition of CH Renewables Acquisitions, LLC. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Vice Chair Barrow. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and matters are approved by a vote of 5-0. Turning to page 10 of today's agenda, matters presented by Chief ALJ Rainey and the Office of Administrative Law Judge. I move that the Commission adopt the recommended decision of ALJ Watson in the petition filed by the City of Lancaster Water Bureau. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Zerfus. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and matters approved by a vote of 5-0. Continuing on page 10 of today's agenda, I move that the Commission adopt the initial decision of ALJ Vero in the formal complaint of Brett Pfaff versus Community Utilities of Pennsylvania, Incorporated. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Vice Chair Barrow. Any discussion?
Chairman, I have a motion. Oh, statement,
statement?
sorry. Statement.
Vice Chair Barrow.
Thank you. So this complainant argued that he has a separate water and wastewater that he has separate water and wastewater utilities, and that he is being billed for a large amount of water usage that never passes through the wastewater system operated by Community Utilities of Pennsylvania. He avers that his monthly bill went up from $74 to $344, his wastewater bill, during the summer due to outdoor usage that was not treated by Community Utilities wastewater system. Specifically, Mr. Pfaff avers that Coupa's Community Utilities current wastewater rate increase is not in line with the commission-approved settlement, and that the company is charging wastewater rates for water that is not processed through its facilities. So I do agree with the ALJ's decision to dismiss the complaint for failure of the complainant to prove that Community Utilities violated its commission-approved tariff. I understand that the utility's current wastewater rates are derived from the revenue requirement agreed upon by the settling parties in the 2023 base rate proceeding. However, the record is also clear that the utility billed the complainant for usage that did not pass through its system because of the absence of a deduct meter to account for such usage. Similar to my position in the Maroto and Showers cases, while I agree that the utility's billing is in compliance with its tariff, I do not believe it's proper for a utility to charge a customer for service it did not provide. So once again, I'm going to ask Community Utilities, I'm going to ask other wastewater companies with deduct meter usage customers to promptly address this issue by filing and obtaining approval for a deduct meter tariff with the commission. And I encourage Mr. Pfaff to participate in the next base rate proceeding. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair Barrow. Any further comments? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Matters approved by a vote of 5-0. Turning to page 11 of today's agenda, I move that the Commission adopt and recommend a decision of ALJ Farring in the joint application filed by York Water Company, Wastewater, and CMV Sewage Company, Incorporated. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Vice Chair Barrow. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the matter is approved by a vote of 5-0. Turning to page 12 of today's agenda, I recognize Vice Chair Barrow for the purposes of her C motion. Vice Chair Barrow.
Thank you, Chairman. Please enter this motion into the record as though read in its entirety. I've been forgetting to say that today. So, 2 years ago, myself and the chairman, we developed an advance notice of proposed rulemaking in response to FERC Order 2222, allowing participation of distributed energy resources in wholesale markets. Today, what I propose and announce is a commitment to develop a subsequent rulemaking to modernize the Commission's interconnection regulations. This proposal would encompass a universal review of interconnection regulations for new load, uprates for existing load, and distributed energy resources. It's important to separate out our active FERC Order 2222 proceeding from any universal review of interconnection regs for a few reasons. First, our interconnection regulations relate not just to participating in wholesale markets, but also to many aspects of net metering, providing for local distribution system benefits, and for individual use. Second, our interconnection regs were originally promulgated under Chapter 75, the AEPS. And that was back in 2006. It is definitely time for an update. Third, because of the connection to the AEPS, they relate only to the interconnection of alternative energy systems as defined in the AEPS Act. This definition excludes battery storage technologies, and that's something that we're going to have to address. Fourth, FERC recently approved revisions to PJM's interconnection policies that would provide greater responsibility for states for projects seeking to participate in wholesale markets, but which are interconnected to the distribution system. And finally, in the modern electrified energy landscape, it's clear that individuals, families, businesses throughout this Commonwealth would benefit from regulatory clarity when interconnecting new load as well as uprating existing load. Therefore, I move that the Law Bureau, in consultation with our Bureau of Technical Utility Services, deliver a notice of proposed rulemaking consistent with this motion. And two, that the delivery of the notice of proposed rulemaking occur in time for the March 26, 2026 public meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair Barrow. We've heard the motion by Vice Chair Barrow. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Zerfas. Any discussion?
Chairman, I'm going to be concurring in result only.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Coleman. Any further discussion? I will say I want to thank Vice Chair Barrow and her staff for getting us to this point. These are issues that I think we all know we face each and every day. We all hear from customers out there, potential customers out there having problems getting interconnected. And so, we wanted to look at this issue comprehensively, both on load and supply side, and how we're forming our grid for tomorrow. As we are in this energy transition that we are all experiencing, how tomorrow's grid's going to look. So I look forward to working with my fellow commissioners on this and thank the work that Vice Chair Barrow and her staff has done, and look forward to working with Law Bureau as well. Any further comments? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the matter is approved by a vote of 5-0, noting Commissioner Coleman concurring in result only. That concludes the regular agenda for today. Now turning to our carrying agenda. On page 1 of the carrying agenda, and a matter presented by Executive Director Barrier and the Office of Executive Director, I move that the Commission adopt a proposed order regarding an appointment to the Damage Prevention Committee. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Zerfas. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the matter is approved by a vote of 5-0. Turning to page 2 of today's carrying agenda, and an additional matter presented by Director Hafner in the Office of Special Assistance. I move that the Commission adopt a proposed opinion and order in the formal complaint of the Bureau of Investigation and Enforcement versus People's Natural Gas Company, LLC. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Vice Chair Barrow. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the matter is approved by a vote of 5-0. That concludes our carrying agenda. Now turning to our supplemental carrying agenda. This morning, the Secretary's Bureau received an application for emergency temporary authority that must be acted upon at this public meeting before December 24th, 2025. It is recommended by the Law Bureau that the Commission grant emergency temporary authority to Mr. S. Claus to provide property transportation service between points within the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania on the limited date of December 24th, 2025. I have assigned this matter to Commissioner Zerfas, who will read the recommended order. Commissioner Zerfas.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This morning, an application was filed with the Secretary by Mr. S. Claus, I'll call him Mr. Claus, seeking authority to provide property transportation service between points in Pennsylvania on the limited date of December 24, 2025. Mr. Claus indicates that at the North Pole, he and his various workers, call them elves, make and assemble millions of Christmas gifts for children. Mr. Claus then transports these gifts from the North Pole to children all over the world, including the children of Pennsylvania. The transportation occurs annually and on the evening and night of December 24th. Mr. Claus provides this service utilizing a sleigh and numerous reindeer. The reindeer team under the vigilant guidance of the lead reindeer, Rudolph. And Mr. Claus indicates that his reindeer team has an impeccable historical safety record. Furthermore, Mr. Claus points to his team's unblemished on-time delivery record. Additionally, Mr. Claus cites prior orders of this commission granting similar applications, resulting in countless children experiencing the awe and joy of Christmas and the holiday season. Mr. Claus provides this service free of charge, with the only compensation being the smiles and happiness occasioned by his goodwill. So therefore, I move that the commission adopt the order and grant Mr. Claus emergency temporary authority. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Zerfus. We've heard a motion by Commissioner Zerfus. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Vice Chair Barrow. Any discussion or objection to granting the authority? Hearing none, the authority for emergency temporary authority is adopted by a vote of 5-0. Mr. Secretary, you are directed to enter and issue the order immediately. That concludes all agenda items to be considered today. But before we adjourn, I'd like to recognize Vice Chair Barrow for retirement remarks. Vice Chair Barrow.
Thank you, Chairman. So these remarks are very bittersweet for me because Diane Anchef, my administrative officer, is leaving us, and she will be missed greatly. So a little bit about Diane. She began working for the Commonwealth back in 1984 at the Department of Transportation as a clerk stenographer. And she worked her way up over the next few years, clerk typist 1, 2, 3, came to the commission for a very brief stint in 1993 in BCS. And in between there, she had her 3 lovely children, Ben, Bobby, Olivia, and came back to Commonwealth employment over at the Liquor Control Board, and then back to the commission in 1995 in the Bureau of SEEP, and she's been with us ever since at the commission. This lady does not let any grass grow under her feet. She has consistently moved for where her curiosity took her and where her skills took her. And those are excellent skills that I can attest to. So moving around the commission, SEEP, transportation, executive director's office, FUS, now known as TUS, and then ex-chairman of the commission, Gladys Brown Dutrell, who's with us today, hired her as an administrative officer. And then I also hired her as an administrative officer 4, and she ends her tenure with me as a AO5. All of those moves around the Commonwealth and around the commission resulted in 37.37 years of Commonwealth service. Not that anybody's counting, Diane. And I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for your dedication to public service. Thank you for your dedication to the bureaus within this commission. Thank you for honing your skills and being truly excellent at everything you do. And my goodness, making my life so much easier. Thank you. So, I wish you and George and your kids and your grandkids a wonderful retirement. And if anyone sees her out and about somewhere in the mid-state, probably, let me guess, rocking out at some music concert in the area. Be sure to say hi. You will truly be missed, but I know you're gonna have a wonderful retirement. And I have a small token of the commission's appreciation to give to you.
Thank you, Vice Chair Barrow, and congratulations, and thank you, Diane. Thank you for the service you provided, not only to the commission, but to the Commonwealth and the ratepayers here. We certainly appreciate your steady hand as Katie and I came to the North Wall here. You've just been great to work with, so we wish you all the best and congratulations. And with that, we have a few other announcements because as you typically have changes, typically then several changes that follow. So Jess Geyer, who's been my administrative officer since I've come to the commission, will be moving on and working with Vice Chair Barrow. So Jess, thank you for all the service you've done for myself. You've made my life a whole lot easier these last 3 years, and it's been a very fast ride in those 3 years, but I thank you for all you've done and look forward to continue to work with you in your new capacity. And with that, I'm going to announce my new administrative officer, Audrey Mindy. I used to work with in the Senate. Audrey, we go back to, I think, the Mellow days. So I've known Audrey a long time. Audrey started this week, and she will be my new administrative officer. So thank all of you for your service, and look forward to continuing to work with the two of you. And finally, as we come to the close of 2025, I want to begin with something simple and sincere. Thank you. Thank you to the men and women of the Public Utility Commission who show up every day, often behind the scenes, to do work that most people take for granted and may never fully see. This year demanded patience, precision, and persistence. It required careful judgment, long hours, and a shared commitment to getting it right, because our work is not abstract. It affects whether families have heat in the winter, clean water at the tap, safe transportation, reliable communications, and confidence in the systems they depend on each and every day. Nearly 13 million Pennsylvanians rely on that work. And in 2025, you delivered. The work of this commission is often described in numbers: filings made, hearings held, inspections conducted, decisions issued. But those numbers represent complex, vital work that must be carried out with care under tight timelines and public scrutiny. Across the commission, staff processed tens of thousands of filings and documents, issued hundreds of formal decisions, and responded to a record level of public engagement and requests for information. From the Secretary's Bureau and the Office of Special Assistants to the Office of Administrative Law Judge, Law Bureau, Bureau of Audits, and Bureau of Consumer Services, this work formed the backbone of public trust, ensuring fairness, due process, and accountability. Much of our work in 2025 took place at the intersection of law, policy, and public accountability. The Office of Legislative Affairs helped prepare the Commission for legislative hearings and tracked a growing volume of proposals affecting utility regulation, including issues related to budgets, data centers, and potential changes to the Public Utility Code. Supporting that effort, Law Bureau advanced complex rulemakings to shape how utilities are regulated across Pennsylvania, from base rate case proceedings to water and wastewater utility certifications to improvements in low-income energy efficiency programs. This legal work often unfolds quietly, and it underpins nearly every decision this commission makes. And one other point that's not in my comments here with Law Bureau is the number of cases they represent the commission in appellate matters. We are one of the few agencies that really utilize our in-house Law Bureau for representation in litigation. Meanwhile, safety remains the core of our mission. In 2025, commission staff conducted thousands of inspections across electric, gas, rail, and motor carrier operations, responded to incidents and investigations, enforced damage prevention requirements, and strengthened safety oversight through the Bureau of Investigation and Enforcement and pipeline safety and electric safety divisions, along with motor carrier enforcement and rail safety. Staff also looked ahead, advancing cybersecurity initiatives through the Office of Cybersecurity Compliance and Oversight, MIS, and Technical Utility Services, participating in emergency preparedness exercises and supporting long-term planning for large-scale outage scenarios. This work reflects vigilance, even when the best outcome is that the public never knows it was needed in the first place. Across energy markets, staff supported consumer choice and affordability through the Office of Competitive Market Oversight, helping nearly 1.5 million Pennsylvanians navigate competitive electricity options and improving the tools that make those choices clearer. Through the Bureau of Administration, the Commission distributed more than $164 million in natural gas impact fees in 2025, continuing a long-term investment that has returned billions of dollars to Pennsylvania communities. And through the Office of Communications, the Commission strengthened its connection to the public, educating consumers, expanding community presence, and meeting people where they are. As proud as I am of these accomplishments, what matters most to me is how they were achieved. Through PUC Forward, we continued investing in people, modernizing processes, and strengthening our internal culture through the work of our Office of Human Resources and the Office of the Executive Director. Employees came together through training, collaboration, and shared experiences, and they gave back through volunteer service, charitable giving, and acts of kindness that reflect the very best of public service. These moments may not appear in a docket, but they do define who we are. To every member of Team PUC, thank you for your professionalism, thank you for your integrity, and thank you for your commitment to serving the people of Pennsylvania. To our partners, sister agencies, consumer advocates, utilities, and stakeholders, thank you for the collaboration that makes this work possible. And on behalf of myself, I want to thank my fellow commissioners for working with me through the year of 2025 and looking forward to the challenges we will be facing in 2026. And to the people of Pennsylvania, thank you for the trust you place in this commission. On behalf of my fellow commissioners, I wish you and your loved ones a joyful holiday season and a bright new year. Now, if there is no other business to come before the commission, is there any objection to adjourning today's meeting? Hearing none, we are adjourned.